worried.
Written Press, the senior management team at PPDC and fellow advocate for transparency and accountability. It's a privilege to welcome you all to this significant media convening organized by the Public and Private Development Center, PPDC. We gather here today with a shared commitment to fostering a transparent, accountable, and just society. Since our establishment in 2003, PPDC has been dedicated to entrenching, promote social development and economic growth, and ensures access to basic services. We envision a society where accessibility and availability of data in the public sector will greatly enhance transparency and culture of accountability drives development. PPDC is a technologically oriented and citizen engagement focused non-profit organization. We continually try to keep up with new and existing technologies, improving our technical skills and capabilities to add more value to our work and the communities that we serve. Our passion for engaging with citizens is equally strong, informing them about governance, their rights, and raising awareness with key stakeholders about the challenges that need to be addressed. Our program interventions that you will soon learn about addresses both the demand and the supply side of public service. The demand side refers to the users of the public sector, those demanding improved service delivery, protection of human rights or reforms, often represented by civil society organizations. The supply side refers to the institutions, organizations, and individuals providing these public services, and PPDC prioritizes institutionalization and sustainability in its intervention, promoting decentralization and scaling up or down of proven initiatives at national or subnational levels. We are committed to deepening community and civic engagement, promoting policy change, and collaborating with state and non-state actors, community leaders, the media, and both local and international partners. As coalition leaders and builders, we are founding members of the Open Alliance and leading members of Nigeria's Freedom of Information cohort, as well as champions of the Open Government Partnership Initiatives. Our tailored products, solutions for social impact, leverage innovation and technology to solve practical social and business challenges sustainably. The media and journalism remains an essential component of every democratic society. Part of our discussions today must address a pressing issue that threatens the very foundation of our democratic society. The increasing arrest and intimidation of journalists in Nigeria, the recent detention of investigative journalist Daniel Ojukwu, held without charge for over a week, is a stark reminder of the hostile environment faced by the independent media. Ojoku's arrest following exposure of corruption involving senior Nigerian officials underscores the dangers faced by those who dare to hold power accountable. This is not an isolated incident. The arrest of journalists like Segun Olatunji, who was detained and mistreated for revealing alleged corruption by the President Chief of Staff, reflect a broader pattern of repression. These actions threaten press freedom and undermines our democracy. So far in 2024, our partners at the Center for Journalism, Innovation and Development have documented over 34 cases of arrest nationwide. We are increasingly concerned that the Cybercrime Act is also being used to suppress the media and civil society as a whole. At PPDC, we stand in solidarity with journalists and media organizations, recognizing their roles in promoting transparency and accountability. And we call on the Nigerian government to uphold the rights of journalists, ensure their protection, and foster an environment where the media can operate freely and without fear. To move this forward, we must advocate for the repeal and amendment of laws that restrict press freedom, such as the Cybercrime Act, strengthen legal protections for journalists to ensure they can work without intimidation or harassment, promote transparency and accountability by supporting investigative journalism and providing platforms for whistleblowers, foster collaborations between civil society, the media, and the government to create a more transparent and accountable public sector. Let us work together to ensure that Nigeria remains a place where transparency and accountability and freedom of the press are upheld. Our collective efforts can create a society where all voices are heard and no one is left behind, and governance truly serves the people. Thank you so much for your dedication to these ideals and for being here today. Together we can build a more transparent, accountable and just Nigeria. Thank you and welcome to PPDC 2024 Media Convening. Thank you so much on behalf of Jubil Shitu, the CEO of PPDC. Thank you.
Regard, as far as journalism is concerned.
I beg to differ with SWAT in this regard, simply because I think this government, the government officials, as well as the government itself, they have this kind of penchant for criticism and dissenting voices when it comes to the probing into whatever they are doing. And this government is making use of this Cybercrime Act of 2015, which I would describe as a very vague and nebulous act. I could remember vividly a few months ago when the law was about to be amended by the Senate Committee on National Security. I made a presentation before that committee that Act 2024, that's Section 24, subsection 1, should be expunged from that act. But it's very, very unfortunate that what we have now, it has been amended. And that is what all the security agencies are now catching on. That is what they are using to clamp down on journalists. They are using it to clamp down on the vocal citizens, the civil society, as well as Nigerians. So now they are going after Nigerians using social media, particularly criticizing government. And I want to tell you, Teso, Section 24, subsection 1 has been amended to the extent that sending of pornographic materials, that is, it is no, you cannot use Section 24 as cyber stalking again any longer. It has now been, cyber stalking has now been limited to sending of pornographic material, sending of the information that is capable of breaching public peace and breakdown of law and order, as well as sending messages that have impact to threat to life, as well as national security. Now, I look at the whole amendment of Section 24 as a Greek gift. Greek gift in the sense that it is still very porous. It is still subject to abuse by the security agents. So there is need for us as a media practitioners, the stakeholders. We need to be on guard because there are so many other laws pending before the National Assembly aimed at helping the Nigerian government to tighten its grip on the press freedom as well as the freedom of expression. So the national security advisors, they are using this, and there is need for us to know that it is not yet uhuru for that section. Thank you very much.
Endangered species. And I also want to add in Nigeria that lawyers have also become an endangered species. Because, for instance, the tomato paste story, it was a lawyer who wrote the petition, and a lawyer was also defending the lady. So, as a lawyer, either way you're doing your work, you are an endangered species. And by our rules, you are mandated to receive briefs from both sides, right? Why am I saying this? Recently, someone wrote something about, oh, I've uncovered why Mr. Biggs folded, you know, and that caught my attention. And even captioned it investigative journalism, right? So I went to read through, and I couldn't find any investigation. He just told us basic things anybody could find on the internet. Oh, how Mr. Biggs now started giving franchise to people. Who were the people that got the franchise? Where did the things spoil? Nothing. So I think journalists need to get back to a place of investigative journalism. And that is the point where I will now link it with technology. We have a lot of technological tools that would help you in writing an investigative piece. For instance, Jide talked about, oh, you give the other person the chance to say his own side of the story. Writing two sides of a story doesn't make it investigative. That I have my own side of the story and he has his own side of the story, they are just two sides to a story. You've not uncovered the truth. In journalism, I know you say that comments are free, but facts are sacred. What happens to it digging deep to find out actually what the facts are?
60 seconds.
That is where technology will really be very helpful. There are a lot of technological tools out there that would help journalists with proper investigative journalism, so that we can return to those good old days of Tell magazine. When you pick it, you read it, you can be.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kenechukwu. And I think